What's up guys, how y'all doing? Cosmic Harry here, bringing another World of Tanks video. And today I am in my T-95 Tier 9 American TD. Fully expect for me to be in this tank for quite a while. Due to the fact that when you have good games in this tank, they're usually very long. They kind of go the distance and they're like 10 to 15 minutes. And because of that, all that extra time kind of accumulates, and basically what you have is a very, I'm expecting a very long grind, you know, to the tier 10. Like with mediums, I think I blasted through the M46 pattern. I did it in 5 days, you know, I did it, and could have done it even quicker. You know, it was 5 days just playing in the evenings for 2 to 3 hours, I think it was. You can check it out in my playlist. But when you have good games in, like for instance in medium tanks, they're over and done with pretty quick. You know, 5-6 minutes, something like that. They never usually go the distance. You know, 10 to 15 minutes, anything like that. But with this tank, you know, this is like a good game. This upload right here, and it goes the distance. You know, it's it's 10 to 15 minutes, and yeah, it is what it is. You're in the T-95. It's a slow tank. There's nothing much you can do about that, and the gameplay is sort of kind of slow at the same time. And it's like I mentioned before, you're so limited when it comes to options. Like here in Fisherman's Bay, I could go into town, but I feel I would be very weak there. I'd be somewhat protected from artillery in amongst the houses and the buildings, etc., etc. But there's 14 other tanks to consider that can easily flank you, etc., etc. So you set up like a defensive perimeter. You base cap and you anticipate, unfortunately, your tank, your team faltering and stumbling and dying, and the enemies pushing through and attempting to kill you or cap your base. So you're basically, what you are in a T-95 is your plan B, basically. Bottom line, you're the plan B. Your team up front with the heavies and the mediums, etc., etc., they're plan A. They're pushing the front. They're trying to take over the flanks, trying to push towards the enemy base, and all of that good stuff. What mediums and heavies are supposed to do. But you shouldn't be out there looking, you know, for kills and kind of gung-ho, I want to go with my boys, and no, you just plan B. Because your strengths lie in hunkering down bunker style in the back, and once the enemies have kind of annihilated your teammates and they're kind of pushing towards your base, you know, you set up shop and you defend, and that as long as you're safe from arty, and as long as the enemies come at you one at a time, and that is crucial. That is so crucial when it comes to the T-95, because of the reload speed and because of the speed of the tank in general, the mobility. If the enemies come at you one at a time, you could blow up tanks till the cows come home, basically. And that's basically what happens in this game, you know. So as you can see, the enemies have they took over the town. They've annihilated my compadres, and as you can see, I've pulled back into a more defensive position. I'm kind of hugging this house to this building, this Swiss building, whatever it is, to my left here, because that's my arty cover. You know, that's gonna that's my plan to kind of muck up arty. It's gonna, you know, put him off, or provide some arty cover if at all possible. And now I'm just waiting for the inevitable. I'm waiting for the enemies to push towards our base. Here they come, E75, and I'll, as long as they come at me, one at a time, I'll blast them to Kingdom Come. And the main thing here is keep firing that gun, and it's a very, very decent gun. It is pardon me, let's take a look at stats. It's the 155mm, 276 pen, 750 damage, 3.28 rate of fire, accuracy 0.38, and aim time 2.5. Aim time never really an issue because you got such a long reload time. It's never really an issue because you're pretty much, as soon as your gun has loaded up, you're already aiming, and so the aim time is never really an issue. The accuracy so-so. Sometimes it does troll you. RNG does kind of muck you up every once in a while, and I do notice the shell velocity, the travel time, is a bit on the long side, shall we say, and I think that's down to me playing in mediums using APCR, but I find myself mucking up my shots when it comes to leading, my shot in this thing. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the fact that I've been playing in mediums a whole lot, and for the most part, they're APCR, which, it's like a laser. You shoot and it hits. You shoot and it hits. So, and but it's a decent tank. It's a decent gun. I like the gun. I like the pen. It's not to say you're not gonna get bounces. I mean, 276, very decent. Absolutely. Like this shot here, he's exposing his entire side. You're gonna get that, 0.37 accuracy. You're gonna get that, and all of the enemies are basically behaving exactly how I want them to. They're not rushing at me. But keep in mind, there's two other TDs, and I'm Overwatch at the moment. I'm Overwatch. There's a TD on my left. There's a TD on my right. Of course, the Object 704 is very, very vulnerable there, out in the open, and there's a medium there. The only threats to me are, of course, Artie, absolutely, and but I'm using he got taken out. E75 being smart, but the main threats to me in a T-95, of course, is a medium tank. Well, everybody knows that. It is so easy to take out a T-95 if you're in a medium tank, and well, you guys know. I don't have to tell you. The ring of death, etc., etc. But I fully expect, like I said, to be in this tank for a while. It is 100% definitely a keeper. Definitely a keeper. 100%. But I'm going to be fully expect me to be churning out videos in the T-95. I'm kind of wondering what the date is. Like well into next month, most probably. Because it's taken a while. and I play other tanks, and you can only play the T-95 in kind of quick bursts. You cannot spend like days and days grinding the thing. It'll just drive you nuts, just drive you crazy. So all that is left is myself, one piece of Artie, and my TD down below, who's on, I think it's a Yak Tiger, I'm not sure, Yak Tiger, and on the opposing team, one piece of Yak Tiger is a Tortoise, Artie, the Object, the Frying Pan medium, and I think it's a Black Prince, and of course the E75 behind me. So the biggest threat to me is the Object. That is 100% the biggest threat. I think I'm okay when it comes to Artie because I'm kind of hugging the building, but the Yak Tiger, I need you, buddy. Because once he gets taken out and gets shot in the rear by the Tortoise, and I instantly recognized that the Object was simply acting as bait for the Yak Tiger in order for the Tortoise to get a shot into his butt. The Tortoise, you gotta respect the Tortoise. Slow, just like the T-95, not as slow, but a quick firing gun, and a really, really good gun, a decent gun. And that's how you figure out your opponents, you play in their tanks. You know, I've played in the Tortoise, I know what it's capable of, so I have respect. But this Object 416, I was thinking straight away, you're baiting me, just like for the Jagdtiger. So, and there you go, the Tortoise gets shot into me, and I decided I'm not having none of this, you know, and I decided to pull back, and I managed to get lucky here. The object gets way too cocky, I auto aim, and I managed to get a shot into him. So all that we have left. Oh, keep in mind, just before the object died, my artillery got taken out, and now it's just me. It was 1 versus 5 Kolobanov. Mr. E75 got himself into a little bit of a pickle. You see this all the time, where people think they have overwhelming numbers, and as a result they get cocky and they make foolish mistakes. I mean, I've done it a million times, and I think I saw a Matilda once on mines who got 11 kills because everyone thought, oh, he's last man standing, but they, you know, I think I uploaded it, but you know, you get cocky, and when you get cocky, you start to make mistakes. We've all done it. Anyhow, the Mr. Tortoise there, but he's way down too low for to get a hit into my hatch. I still have 1300 hit points. I need to pump just one more into his machine gun port, dip over the side here, take him out, and I still got enough hit points to deal with the rest of the team. But time is ticking away. 2 minutes to go. There is no way I'm gonna locate them. Well, this was my thinking. There's no way I'm gonna locate them. There's no way I'm gonna find them. There's no way I'm gonna, you know, cap their base. There is, and I've been here before in my T-95 so many times, where you just have to make do with a draw, because lack of speed, you don't have the speed, and there's literally nothing you can do. You just have to settle for a draw. At least it wasn't a defeat, and you know, poor man's what can you do? So I head towards the enemy flag, beeline. Not really, I don't have a plan. I'm just, what else am I supposed to do? Just sit there? I'm gonna do what you're supposed to do. You know, you can see me looking at the map and making sure I'm kind of straight and true, heading towards the enemy base. What else can you do? And lo and behold, Artie shows up. Hello. I look at the timer and I say, oh, Top Gun medal. I will take that. Absolutely, 100%. I will take that. I've got the time, I've got the health. Top Gun medal, I'll settle for that. It's a draw, but it's a Top Gun medal. Takes a shot, misses me. I get one into him. 100%. Fantastic Top Gun. So they're kind of silver lining moment. It's a draw, but at least, you know. But one final surprise. Are you ready for it? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ta-da! The Black Prince died. I haven't got a clue what happened there. Don't ask me. I just work here. All I know is Top Gun, Kolobanovs. We're good to go. Take it easy, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next vid.